Hi, I'm Isaiah Riel, a certified financial planner with Laguna Wealth Advisors, and thanks so much for watching it. If you're anywhere near retirement, you've probably asked yourself this question. Will my money last? It's one of the biggest concerns that people have when they're going through retirement, and it's one of the biggest concerns that I hear from my clients. And the one thing about this question is that it's not just about the numbers. It's about other things too as well. Your peace of mind, knowing you're not going to outlive your nest egg, knowing that you're not going to compromise your lifestyle or your independence. And so today, we're going to be breaking that down together. What variables impact your retirement longevity and what you can do to give yourself the best shot at a confident retirement. So by all means, let's get started. The first thing let's talk about is the question, will my money last? What does that really mean? It isn't just about guessing the stock market or trying to find the perfect mutual fund. It's more about these specific questions. How much do you plan to spend in retirement? How long will you live in retirement? No one knows, but we have to plan for the long haul. How will your investments perform? What will inflation do to your purchasing power throughout time? How flexible are you willing to be in retirement? Will you be flexible when things have to change? A great example of this is like planning for a cross-country road trip. You need to know how far the gas tank in your car will get you and where to stop off for gas accordingly. Retirement planning is no different. So to help you understand this a little bit better, I believe there's 4 levers to retirement longevity, and I want to share those levers with you. The first one is number 1, withdrawal rate. So there's the classic 4% rule. That's a great starting point. If you have $1 million saved, the rule suggests that you can withdraw $40,000 a year in the first year of retirement, and then you increase it each year for inflation. By doing that, you give your money a great chance of lasting 30 plus years of your retirement. And that's based on historical market data, but importantly, it's just a guideline. It's not a guarantee. A couple other things to consider with that is that it assumes you're investing 60% of your money in stocks, 40% of your money in bonds. Not too many major changes to your portfolios throughout that time. So those are some things to think about. The second major pillar for retirement longevity is market returns. Now, we know market returns are extremely important because they keep your portfolio lasting throughout the time. And hopefully, the returns will help recoup what we take out from our retirement portfolio throughout time. Now, if your portfolio drops early in retirement, that has the impact to devastate the longevity, even if it recovers later. This is something called the sequence of returns risk. It's not just about average returns, but when you earn them. It's also important to consult with your financial advisor during this time if you have one. And you make sure together that you don't pull everything out and put it into cash and you wait till the markets recover. That strategy, it hardly pans out, and it's important that your advisor keeps you focused on the long term and also focused on your goals. The third pillar to think about, your spending needs. Now, many clients assume that they're going to spend less in retirement. Maybe you're one of them. Most of the time, that's not always true, especially in the first 5 to 10 years of your retirement. Most likely, you're going to want to travel a little bit more. You're going to want to do the home upgrades that you've been thinking about, the kitchen remodel. There's probably some bucket list items that you want to check off for yourself that will require some additional monies and spending. Additionally, you also have this newfound time to you now that you normally didn't have while you worked. So with that newfound time means more opportunities to spend money. And the fourth pillar I want you to think about, inflation. A 3% inflation rate cuts your purchasing power in half over 24 years. And that's according to the rule of 72. That's huge, especially if you're 65 today and you're healthy and you plan to live a very long time in retirement. Inflation could be one of the biggest factors to cut into your nest egg. So it's important to plan accordingly and to plan ahead. Now, to bring these 4 pillars together and everything that we're talking about, let's give a quick case study for you. Let's talk about Jane Doe and let's talk about Bob Doe. Jane, she retires at 65 with $1.5 million. She plans to pull $60,000 a year, which is 4% of her portfolio. She plans to invest moderately and she plans to live off that 4% withdrawal rate during her retirement time. She has low fixed expenses and she's going to plan to wait to take Social Security at 70. Now, for comparison, let's talk about Bob. Bob also plans to retire at 65. He also has $1.5 million, but he's planning to take $90,000 a year from his portfolio. That's 6%. Social Security, he's not going to wait till 70 like Jane is. She's going to claim it once he retires at 65. And regarding investment strategy, he has no clear investment strategy, which will be very interesting to see. So based on our standard Monte Carlo simulations, and those help test a retirement plan's durability, a client like Jane, so again, 4% withdrawal rate, she's going to delay Social Security, she has a moderate investment allocation. Someone like that will often show an 80% plus success with these tools. And in this case, using my software that I use to help people with their retirement planning, it provided her an 84% probability of success with her money lasting throughout her retirement. Now, a client like Bob, higher withdrawal rate, earlier Social Security, no clear investment strategy, well, they're often going to see a lower success rate in those same types of projections. And in this case, we did that. We put his data into our software and it came back with a 31% probability of success that his money will last throughout his retirement. So with that being said, and simply put, it's important to have a sound and defined retirement strategy and withdrawal plan. So by including all 4 of these variables together I shared with you, it will give you a better chance, hopefully a better chance of success of making sure that your money lasts throughout your lifetime and answering the question, will my money last? So lastly, what are some things that you can do today to help you get ahead for your retirement? Well, the first you can do is you can run a retirement projection for yourself. This isn't just for the wealthy people or people with tens of hundreds of millions of dollars. Anyone can do it. There's many different softwares that help you with this. I do this for individuals that I speak with at no cost during our initial discovery conversation. So if you'd like to take me up on that, by all means. Another thing you can do right now is diversify your income sources. Social Security is one when you retire. Investments that you have saved is another. Possibly part-time work. If you're the type of person that thinks that you can't stay put, don't want to stay at home all the time, and you want to stay busy, part-time work may be something to think about. Doing this also allows you to have income in different areas and different sources and not all in one basket. Another thing that you can do right now is have the mindset that you're going to adjust as you go, and your retirement plan isn't a one-time event. It's not linear. It's going to be up, it's going to be down. And so it's important to make sure that you go with the flow and again, that you're flexible. And a little more of a hands-on strategy, let's talk about your monies and your withdrawals real quick, is that you can create something called a guardrails strategy. So simply put, spend more when the markets are up and less when the markets are down. One last thing you can think about is your debts. When you continue to pay them off, your mortgages, your car loans, your credit cards, you can offset your distributions to reflect the decrease in the needs that you have for those expenses. If you'd like a second set of eyes on your plan, or you want me to crunch some numbers with you, feel free to schedule a free 30-minute call with me on my calendar link below. I'd be more than happy to help you with that. And lastly, if you found this helpful, please subscribe. Thank you so much. I look forward to talking with you again next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.